Hey, Cancers, happy motherfucking December. How about that shit? The year is freaking over. Just about. Let's get into motherfucking reading. This is going to be your December 2020 tarot reading, or whenever you find it. Please remember to like this video. Of course, subscribe. If you're here watching, drop a heart, leave a comment, and sharing is the best way you can give back. I would really appreciate it. If you're looking for additional readings, I do readings on my Instagram page at grateful_Drake every Tuesdays and Fridays. So whenever you can catch a free reading, why not? That's also where you can book a personal reading. Just hit me in my DMs and I'll get right back to you. And yes, remember to check your moon and rising sign readings as well, as those will give you additional perspectives, especially if you're watching this one and you're finding that it's not resonating. Your reading is most likely over there. Okay, so let's get into it, Cancer. I love you guys. I had originally started these readings off. There we go. That's a little bit better. Angel themed, and then I switched it up, and then I switched. So it's a mixed bag this month. It's a mixed bag, so we'll see what comes out. We're going to start with the tarot. That's kind of my intention, to layer with the tarot to give you a very detailed idea of what's going on. Cancers, sun, moon, and rising. My ring. I knew I wasn't. I was like, what am I missing, Cancer signs? And yes, that is the ocean in the background. Kind of helps my train of thought. Cancer signs, sun, moon, and rising. You're my first reading for the day, so I am ready to go. Okay, so there seems to be something new. Either it's a new person, okay, could be fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be, but you're feeling the sense of pride for this person or for this situation. Whatever this is makes you feel creative, makes you feel proud, and optimistic, okay? There is this kind of flood of love and abundance that comes with this project or with this person, okay? There's a theme about this person or about this situation that has to do with spirituality, okay? The Hierophant comes in and it's reversed and it's in the center. So there's something about the backbone of this that where spirituality can be misconstrued, or factors of spirituality from your childhood or your upbringing are getting in the way of the situation somehow. There's some kind of like, you're going along, things are going good, there's this joy that you feel. However, it's like always interrupted by this kind of backward, sideways, upside down sense of spirituality. There may even be someone in your life who's always trying to be center stage and kind of showing off and being the star. So although this new thing coming in, although it looks promising and it feels really good, there's something about it that makes you want to leave it or turn your back on it. There's some, and it may not even be the thing that feels good. It may be the spirituality piece that's throwing, how do you say, throwing a monkey in the wrench, throwing a wrench in the monkey, throwing something that something about the spirituality that's throwing things off, which makes you want to depart or leave. Okay. Cancers. Oh wow, yeah, you got Eight of Cups twice. Feeling a strong sense of needing to leave. The good thing about the Eight of Cups is it shows that you're pretty smart. Not like book smart necessarily, but more so it's called emotional intelligence. So you have this kind of understanding of what's best for you despite it not feeling very good. Yeah, followed by the Nine of Swords, which is really heavy, depression and sadness. So it's almost like you know that you're walking to a period that's going to be a little bit heavy. Okay, but the outcome is vibrant, bright, and beautiful. Nine of Pentacles. They want you to keep moving through this process because Nine of Pentacles, I mean, look, she's one of the best Pentacle cards you can get. She's just the ultimate attainment of self-worth and just feeling good and, you know, attaining anything that you would want on the physical realm. Cancers. Do what else? Cancers, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. You got Ten of Swords in the center. Okay, so there's an element. I don't know if these are part of the same message or if they're disjointed or not. But clearly on this second row, we're talking about love relationships where you have rushed in, okay? It's possible you're kind of somebody who's had this mentality for a long time, this kind of defensive mentality that tends to get you in trouble, okay? Maybe it ends up leaving you by yourself to some extent, okay? However, we have Five of Cups, which is like we're beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel within some of these kind of more combative encounters with people. There's a theme here that shows up as well about within love relationships, how you kind of tend to rush into them. How in love relationships you can be a little bit careless and can kind of overlook some of the red flags and kind of bypass some of the hurdles in order to kind of get to the meat of the relationship. However, it feels like once you get to the meat, there's something about it that feels like you want to leave it. What else do I see here? This old way of like coping with people and coping in your situation, coping in love relationships, always ends up leaving you feeling out in the cold, and just completely depleted. Wow. Okay, so you got Page of Wands twice. So there's some sort of like choice you have to make, something you have to balance out, some decision you need to make. that if you make the right choice, if you can break these patterns, there is a clear ass happy ending at the end here. Okay, the first card that shows up, all of these came upright. They're beautiful cards. You got Two of Pentacles. So we're talking about making choices, leaving a rocky time, leaving a tough time, and breaking patterns. Okay, we're on this loop that you keep recreating the same loop. What's the loop? The loop is the pattern of this kind of defensive, got your guard up. Okay. However, if you make the proper choice, you follow your heart, not follow lust necessarily, but really get grounded and figure out what's best for yourself. This Page of Wands, whether it's a person or whether it's a situation, your dreams will manifest and quickly, like hella fast, actually. Yep. Lined right up. Success, a karma's course, true love, the wish fulfillment. I mean, it's all here. It's also, your card showed up, the Chariot. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, so dream coming true, that same theme kind of showing up, but kind of I'm seeing an inability to get quiet and to maybe you gossip a lot or listen to a lot of gossip, a lot of chatter around you, not being able to quiet your mind. The Four of Swords shows up right after the dream come true card, the Star card. Okay, Star card is about stepping into your vulnerability and just expressing yourself fully, becoming who you completely want to be, and your dreams coming true. But there's this kind of apprehension about maybe even spending time alone, about being alone, get kind of like a resistance to resting, or taking care of your body when it needs rest. They're wanting you to meditate, do things that would help you decompress or kind of stop thinking so much, right? The mind is on like a train. So they want you to get off the train and just kind of let your mind settle out and stop processing things so much. The center card, the Hangman, comes reverse, which shows kind of impatience, okay? It shows that there's a situation, a lovely situation, possibly a marriage, an engagement, a commitment, a union with somebody else that's on the board here, but I don't think it's going to come in the way that you expect it or want it to, okay? So around this Four of Wands card, we have two really interesting cards. We have the reverse Hangman and the reverse Three of Pentacles. Both cards have a message, and they're both hugging the Four of Wands, with the Four of Wands is the marriage card. They're both hugging this marriage card. It's kind of a story of, look, you're gonna have to see it in another perspective, and it's not gonna happen the way you want it, but the outcome is gonna be really powerful and unique. Okay, like your dream will come true, but it's not gonna happen on your terms quite like how you thought it would. A lot of people down here. Okay, so there's a lot of heavy energy on the bottom. I'm wondering if maybe even you possibly went through some sort of a break, a divorce, a split, a separation, something like that. All of these come reverse except for the last one, and the last one that shows up is Ten of Swords, which is like feeling depleted, dead. Like it just makes you feel dead, like just no energy. The center card is King of Cups. That could be you. You know, that's water sign energy. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces is reversed. It's combined with the Queen of Pentacles. That could be your partner, or vice versa, right? Queen of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And it starts with the death. We got the Death card, Queen of Pentacles, and King of Cups. So there's an ending of some relationship here. It's possible you were even dating two people, or your spouse or your partner was dating two people, and so it had to come to an end. Or it's definitely a triad here, a triangle. a threesome that I'm seeing down here on the bottom. All reversed and all sandwiched in between the Death card and the Ten of Swords, which are both heavy ass cards, right? Excuse me. So I don't know your situation, but just remember, nothing's actually final. I mean, some things are final, right? Kind of. But I did see some kind of, there's some kind of miracle or beautiful scenario within all that drama. Something was kind of peeking out there. The next card we have, okay, hold on. So we have this kind of defense mode card that showed up again. Seven of Wands comes up in the center. And it shows up with the Devil card. So remember in the beginning of the reading I was talking about this pattern or this cycle that needs to be broken. In order for you to, for your wishes, your dreams to come true, for you to feel free. Maybe this is even something you've already been aware of and you've already been working on releasing it. Okay. It's showing up here again. Your defense card shows up again with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is about making choices and breaking patterns. And the Devil is about addictions and about just anything. The Devil can be anything that we would be attached to that wouldn't serve our highest good. So it could be things as heavy as drug and alcohol addiction. It could be things like sex addiction, porn addiction, overspending, gambling, you know, secrets, telling lies, holding secrets, cheating. It could be anything that we would not. It could also be things like overeating and watching too much TV, things that seemingly from the outside really aren't that serious, but actually can really affect our lives. So I'm just throwing out all the things, but what I see here is kind of like the addiction to needing to always be fighting or have some kind of drama or be defensive or have walls up, okay? There's also an issue showing up here either with somebody air sign, Page of Swords, reverse is somebody very immature. This card has an emphasis on how we communicate, how we talk to each other, our inability to hear each other and listen fully before we begin speaking. So I almost get the sense of somebody being like, okay, let's talk this out. I want to hear you out. You let the person speak for maybe 15 seconds and you're already interrupting. So having a really hard time listening, like just always waiting. It's like double dutch. It reminds me of double dutch if you've ever seen that, and you're just waiting to get in there and get your turn, right? Yeah, there's some there is a payoff here that's showing up. There's a very clear payoff with, where are my cards that I wanted to use? There's a very clear payoff with that kind of personality, not personality, with that behavior. So it's either you or somebody else here that's showing off, but there's definitely a payoff, okay? It's optimism, consciousness, optimism. 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 What does that have to do with this optimism? Pull two more. Cancers. Let me cut. Deception. And peace. It's almost like you or somebody else in this is maybe even somebody's friend, right? Like the mask of optimism and peace, but really there's a lot of deception that's happening beneath the surface. So deception is definitely could be something that falls under the devil attributes. Lies, right? Yeah, wow. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. I got so much good stuff around me that I'm like, ooh, this one, ooh, this one. Excuse me. Okay, so there's kind of a clear message here that somebody here needs to clean up their communication, right? The center card is the Justice card, right? Bringing things into balance. Also the card of Libra. It's combined with King of Swords and the Judgment. Okay? King of Swords, King of Swords, Justice, and the Judgment together kind of talk about a story of needing to communicate our truth, needing to be a better listener, mastering communication and fairness, and maybe even making amends. Either we or somebody in our lives need to make amends. There's been some crossing of boundaries and some disrespectful behavior. Okay? Pull clarification cards. We have growth, guilt, and perception. Yeah, so perception is also one of the words that falls underneath King of Swords. He's mastery of communication. Okay, most of us, when we hear communication, we think of speaking. I have to communicate myself clearly, right? But no, communication is about perception as well. How do we perceive? How do we think about a situation? The way I think about a situation is not going to be the same way as you or someone else thinks about a situation. Our perceptions will be different because we both had different walks of life, different experiences, different upbringings and backgrounds. We've grown up in different cultures and societies. So perceptions will be different for each one of us. So just remember, within this situation, it is kind of, in my opinion, good to have, at least for a time being, a bit of realization and maybe a little bit of guilt when we make mistakes, right? Let's say we're speaking about you. A little bit of guilt is healthy because it shows that you have compassion and understanding for your mistakes, right? But then we want to move out of that because here we have growth and perception. There's your perception is evolving, you're growing, you're changing. So be easy on yourself. Things are gonna come to balance here. Looks like your walls are way up. Either that or you or they were crossing boundaries. Okay. You or somebody in the situation might for a time have this kind of air of arrogance about the situation, especially if once we make an apology or something like that. It's almost like I get the sense of like, oh yes, I knew I was right, kind of like that. There's just caution. Maybe it's somebody else in the situation, but they just want to remind you, stay grounded, and be humble. And maybe even the apology won't be received the way you think it should be received, okay? Because we end this row off on Five of Cups, which is like being stuck in sadness and depression. So there's some kind of like sadness about this situation and the way it plays out. There is a new beginning available, though. Like, there's some bomb cards down here, but they're reversed. So I just feel like there's something kind of happening here where there's a piece of the miracle that could be missed if we're not grounded. Cancer signs. Cancer signs. Cancer signs. Cancer signs. Cancer signs. Discovery, renewal, and facade. Okay, so where there's going to be a renewed sense of perception for sure, because we get discovery. You're going to discover something, renewal, which will make you feel renewed, okay? And what are we discovering? What's this renewal about? It's about the facade. It's about what I looked this up yesterday. It's like what we thought. It wasn't really what we thought, right? Let me look it up one more time. This came out yesterday for somebody. Facade meaning. Girl,
facade.
Oh, I thought I was going to give it out loud. An outward appearance that is maintained to conceal a less pleasant or credible reality. So a cover, right? A mask. It's not what it seems to be. So there, and even when I said earlier, like there's something happening beneath the surface that's not, that you can't see. Okay. So there's behind all of this, what feels like kind of like turmoil. There's a lot of heavy energy here. Not heavy, but just kind of like major themes, like the devil and the judgment. Okay, so those are super heavy themes, the justice card. So even though things are kind of, karma is kind of working itself out through your situations, it's to help, like there's something bomb happening beneath the surface. It's to help you grow. Okay. Okay, Cancers. Okay, we're going to shift gears right now. We're going to shift gears. Let's check the bottom of that deck. Okay, so I gotta change my lighting. Okay, so Four of Cups is discontentment and boredom, disillusionment. These are situations where you don't want to ask for help, or it's hard for you to receive help. Kind of a little stubborn, kind of a little spoiled. Okay, so that's what's showing up here. Okay. Okay, now we're going to shift to the angel messages. Okay. Cancers, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cancer. Oh, okay, let's take the two. Let's take the two. Take that one too. Moonlighting. Attracting, not chasing. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. Well, that's freaking bomb. Attracting, not chasing. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Right? Makes sense. Okay. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please, Cancer. Cancer. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cancer. Improving health. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for your comforting reassurance about this situation. So health will be improving. It's always a welcomed message. You feel me? Cancer, please. Cancer, Cancer. Cancer. Ooh. Be assertive. You're ready. All right, what's the leap you need to take? You're ready. You're ready. It might even be something as simple as like you're changing and growing and evolving, right? You're going into a new cycle, a new phase of life. Like you've outgrown something. You know what's wild? Change happens like right under our noses. We'll be going through whole ass cycles and speeches and speaking. You have important messages to deliver that can help others. Okay, so you guys did get a lot of communication messages in this reading, Cancers. I love you guys. If you're still here, please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember to check your moon and rising sign readings as well. All right, y'all.